Hello, right, so we said we put out a podcast every week and every Monday, and we're trying to stick to that. So we're on a job today.
We're on week two.
We're week two of trying to do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're in Birmingham Airport. We're on our way to Scotland for a job, but we wanted to do it anyway. We want to record it on the day that we put it out. So anyway.
Keeping it real with you.
So it's what? Podcast/travel vlog?
Yeah, stick around to see some highlights of our day.
Hello, we are here. We are on a job, but we have got a little bit of time. We set it really quickly, and we've just got like half an hour before we start to do this. How about that?
Our job, yeah.
Before we do our job. So,
we promised you a podcast every Monday, so this is what you're getting today,
Yeah.
a travelling podcast.
yeah. So yeah, we've done one in our studio, and then we've, whatever. Anyway, what's been going on?
Oh. What have you been up to, Luke?
I don't know. We went to London
Yeah.
together.
Shot some street photography, didn't we?
Yeah.
Bumped into a celebrity.
Joshua Jackson.
Yeah.
And another photographer when we came out of, we went into the Leica store.
Oh yeah, who was that again?
Can't remember.
You knew them, I didn't.
Yeah, never mind. I spotted him. No. Well, I spotted him because he was right in front of me.
Yeah.
And he held the door open for me. And I did this. Thanks. And his face was like, yeah,
He knows me.
I know that you know who I am, but you can't quite remember.
Yeah.
So, guy that shoots quite a lot of black and white. But anyway,
Yeah.
very recognisable. I'll remember at some point. But yeah, so we shot some street stuff, bumped into Joshua Jackson, had a lovely chat with him.
Yeah, really nice guy, wasn't he? Yeah.
Very nice.
I couldn't remember his name when I bumped into him,
Yeah.
so I turned to Luke, who was 20 metres away from me.
Up.
Yeah, 20
Yeah.
metres up on a what would you call it?
We were at Trafalgar Square.
Yeah,
weren't
Trafalgar
we?
Square, and I just shouted up. I was like, "Luke, that's that guy. Never sleeps, always takes photos."
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you knew straight away. And then it turned
Yeah.
out it was him, and we went and had a little chat with him, introduced ourselves, and wished we would have took him for a beer, but we never did.
Yeah, we sort of wandered around slightly awkwardly, going,
Yeah.
So,
But going back to that day in London, that is the first time I think I've walked around like Trafalgar Square for a period of time.
yeah, you said that.
Yeah, but anyway, that wasn't the point I was making. The point I was making, it felt like there was more photographers than there was just normal people.
It's a
do you know
spot,
what I mean?
isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a real spot for street photography.
But even in general, just walking down Oxford Street, we saw loads of people, like little groups of photographers,
we saw one guy with a Mamiya 7 in
Yeah.
one hand and a Mamiya 645 in the other.
Yeah.
Just looking for portraits, I guess he was doing. Or
Yeah, I
something.
don't know.
Crazy setup.
We kind of weirdly followed him for a little bit, or he followed us
Yeah,
for a
well,
little
we
bit.
kept
But
seeing him about, didn't we?
yeah, but it was a good day. I felt motivated to shoot photos that day, and I don't know if anyone watching this would agree, but some days you're just feeling it, some days you're not, right? And I remember saying to you, and even you said, I remember saying, I was like, I'm feeling quite bold today. I feel like I'm happy to get in people's faces if needed.
Yeah, it was good. It was
Yeah.
good.
But we went to a gig. We went to a gig in London, didn't we? So
Yes, we had a few hours wandering around. It was
yeah,
lovely.
yeah, it was good.
Do you want to? I don't want to be too self-indulgent, but do you want to show one or two of your favourite
Yeah.
shots?
Ping. I can't actually remember taking this, but on reflection, I just like all the Union Jack flags, and I like the layers to the image, and I quite like that she's munching on a bag of, what's that chocolate called? Tony's. And I feel like that's a premium chocolate, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's the wrapper's red, which goes with the Union Jack, red and blue to go with the Union Jack. Just these little
I like
things.
The colours of her, how she's like, it's a bit like not blown out, but it's not. That's not the bit that's in focus.
Yeah.
Makes it look like an old photo kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's good, isn't it?
But yeah, I just liked it. I like the layers. I like the wheels of the bike, and then obviously going off into the distance. And to be fair, I don't really like. I tend to take more landscape photos than I do portrait. But yeah, I found that, and that's pretty much straight out the camera. I haven't done lots of that.
Cool.
So yeah, image number 1.
Why do you like this one? It's a bit messy.
It is messy, but I quite like it because, well, we stood here, didn't we? We saw this Nike Run logo on this red wall, and we decided to stand around there for 5-10 minutes.
I wanted to wait till somebody ran past with a red top on, but it didn't happen.
It was busy though, wasn't it?
Yeah.
There's a lot of people at that spot. But yeah, I just like this. I liked the chaos of it, and I liked the 3 very different characters. And I don't know, this might be my perception of it, but I quite like that it's quite obvious that it's a Nike Run logo, but you can't see it, and that's the kind of beauty of it. It's just a nice backdrop. I don't know, just drawn to the colours in it, I guess.
True.
I didn't get any real bangers that day. I
I didn't get any.
Yeah, I just took a few photos that I was happy with, and it was just nice to be out shooting some street photography, getting motivated, getting myself inspired for future endeavours, should we say.
This is it. I was glad I'd shot on digital because I was just happy reeling off shots, whatever that was. And I got a couple of photos that I really like, but no like portfolio shots if I was rainy days. Nothing that I'd, be like, oh my God, it's the best photo I've ever taken.
Yeah.
But like a couple of good ones. I think I've got mine on here.
Oh, apart from this one.
So this one,
Ping!
yeah, so it is cropped in, but it's this guy riding past on a bicycle when he had a ironing board, and you spotted him and you were like,
Yeah.
but as I took the photo, he's obviously got something in his eye, so he's like pulling it down.
Is that the final crop there?
Yeah. So
like that.
I'd really like to have it cropped like this.
No, I like it.
But you got to see the ironing board.
Yeah, you've got to see the ironing board.
And the fact that he's on a bike.
I quite like the people in the background as well that give it
But I don't want you to miss, if you're scrolling past it, that he's pulling his eyelid down.
Yeah.
So,
But I remember you at the time as well, you were also looking for, like the advertisement in the background, you were looking to do something with that, wasn't you? Like a leg coming down or someone would stand under the foot.
I wanted, if there was somebody looking up
at
that, it might look like someone's being stood on.
Yeah.
Trying to look for little...
There's nice colours in that image, isn't there? Like the subtle kind of limey green and yellows throughout, with people wearing these kind of greeny stuff and predominantly white clothes and stuff.
Here we go.
I forgot you took these ones.
Yeah, so this is another one I'm actually really happy with. So this is just taken through a window.
Did the window have like...
It had paper, like rolls of paper pulled down over the window, but obviously they've gotten really like worn and jagged at the edge. So I kind of used
Is this in Chinatown?
Just on the edge of like Chinatown. And I was just very, maybe not very...
Oh, it's got a lot of detail on it,
Yeah, look at that.
Very sharp.
Yeah, so I really, perhaps unkindly, I don't know, was just waiting for someone to stick some food in their mouth, just to show a little moment of something happening. So yeah, I really, really like that one. I'm actually really pleased with that. That's pretty.
That'd make a good print.
Just because of the...
If only you had a platform that you could sell that photography.
Oh my God, wow. Now that you mention it, this episode is sponsored by Front Photography. What's Front Photography? It's a platform where you can sell prints of your photos. Sign up at front.photography, or go there to find a picture and follow us on Instagram. You know all this because you know who we are because you're watching this. Anyway,
I want to know actually. Got to ask more questions. Got to get more interaction.
No one's interacting with this apart from Gaz.
Hi, Gaz. No, there's other people that watch it, but no, I just want to try and get. I can't remember what I was just saying. Sorry. Interaction. Yes. Leave a comment that says print if you have bought a print from Front, and leave a comment that says gallery if you've got a gallery on Front.
Can't wait to see no one comment on this video.
Yeah, we've got.
Yeah.
This I would say this is new, but it's not. We've been doing it for years.
But it's new.
This
is
is
series 4.
Yeah. We should talk a little bit about Front because we have got some new things. No.
Oh
new
yeah.
features.
So what's new?
Yeah.
Part 2 of the podcast. What's new with Front?
Yeah.
Sizes. They're still not live, but we have been working on them actually in the last week. A lot more than the last couple of months.
Yeah. But if you don't know what we're talking about, when we say sizes, when you sign up to Front at the moment, there is only one print size available for you to sell at the moment. The reason we did this is to make everything more controllable, make sure we can do more quality checks before sending out the prints.
And we've got to build it all ourselves. We're not using an off-the-shelf WordPress plugin.
Yeah.
We've built the entire website.
And we're doing it around our job.
Yeah. So that's the main thing. There's a few new orders coming in. Well, there's always a few new orders, but over the last few days, we've had quite a few orders come in. So they're all going to get printed this week. There's one order. I've spoken to the person. It's not arrived. So I've emailed him today and said, I'm really sorry about that. And it's going to be posted up tomorrow. And I'm also going to send him a little free print of one of mine. And
That's worthless, then.
It's worthless. Yeah, I should have signed it. I should sign it. But anyway, yeah. So that's actually the second time it's happened. But out of all of the orders that we've sent out, one or two is going to go missing.
Yeah, of course,
it's going to happen.
But this is why we wanted to take things very slowly when we launched, and we didn't want to take on more than we could handle.
But I had a look at the system earlier just to check some information, and you may not know this. You can filter it by how much we've paid to photographers.
Oh wow!
So there are a number of photographers that have received into the hundreds of pounds through selling their work on.
Yeah, that's awesome.
On Front, and then there's also a large number of photographers who have sold like one or two prints, but they've perhaps not been on there for as long or anything.
It is difficult at the moment. We know it's hard for you to share your galleries because
you can share your gallery.
Yeah, you can share your
gallery.
gallery.
We don't have the search functionality that we want on the website. So
we've just got an explore page at the moment.
That is coming. Yeah.
But thank you for the continued feedback.
Yeah.
Thank you for supporting us. And, like we keep saying, we want this feedback. We want this support. We want to know what you guys want so we can implement it. But the main things will be print sizes and a search functionality. Once we've got that, we can really push forward Front to the next level.
Do we need to get on Dragon's Den? We were just talking about Dragon's Den. Do we need to get on there and get some investment from Deborah Meaden? Yeah,
we could do, but we've said
we don't need. We just need the time.
We just need time, and at the moment we've got. Well, we're working a lot, but we'll get there. We'll get there, and like I said, thank you for the continued support. Stick with us, and we still haven't sent out any more emails yet, have we?
No, probably should at some point.
Yeah, but
I like the idea of writing a weekly newsletter.
Yeah,
not getting ChatGPT to write it. When I wrote the first one, the only one that we've sent since it launched, my wife was like watching me write it, going, like ChatGPT exists. I'm like, what's the point? If I'm not writing it, I'm not expecting anyone to read it.
But you're quite a good writer. I use it to rewrite what I've wrote.
Yeah.
So sometimes I'll write something, like as part of my job I have to do social media management and stuff like that. So sometimes I'll write something, put it into ChatGPT and just go, rewrite this but better. And for the most part, I can still tweak those things. It's a handy tool, I guess, isn't it? But
do you remember we were going to talk about photography news?
Yeah.
I don't know what's been happening. Well, Wednesday...
Got a new lens? Oh, God.
Oh, you bella. No, it's fine. It's fine, it doesn't matter. There's a lens. Jamie's just destroying the place. That's not really photography news, though, is it? You bought a new lens. That half-frame camera is getting the proper announcement on Wednesday.
Nice.
So I'm quite looking forward to that, seeing what it's all about, what cool features it's got and whatever. So let's wait till Wednesday and see. Last little thing we want to do, I think, before we wrap up is print of the week.
Oh yeah, print of the week. You chose this week. Luke's chose.
I chose this, and the reason I've chosen it is because I like it, but it's a print that somebody bought and that's going out.
Who's the photographer?
Harvey Tomlinson, or on Instagram, Harvey_Tomo. This is his. Oh look, we follow him.
Of course we do.
Yeah. So it's one of those photos that I saw it when it when it got ordered and was like, okay, I didn't quite clock what was going on. So you've got I thought it was called the King.
Where is this?
Nottingham.
I knew that was Nottingham. Really randomly, I went out in Nottingham probably 10 years ago to a gig, got pissed up, and I've got a photo sitting on that with some mates, sitting on that statue. But yeah,
Cool. So
boring story.
Who would play you in the adaptation of that? I thought he just called it the King because it's like a very regal-looking lion, and then I was like, oh shit, there's a man
Wearing a crown and holding a cane.
He's described it here, right? But I didn't see this. I saw on this gallery. I just saw the print and got the file of the image. But then obviously he's got these two people standing there, like
I don't
just
mind
how
them at
they're
all.
bent over. They look like they're
almost praying down.
bowing to him.
Yeah.
So it's all actually fits in really well and is actually a really class street photo because of those elements, and it's really nicely composed.
I was just say it's composed really well to the point where if I took that photo, I probably would have seen what it looked like cropped in with just him. But I'm glad that Harvey's left
that
those
just
people
adds that extra thing of
yeah.
those like the subject bowing down to him. But
contrast is nice. The blacks are nice.
Of his black top and trousers against the white background, and then this white woman, this woman's white hair against the black background. Perfect. And then even like down underneath that, she's got black clothes that are contrasting against the lighter coloured bricks and all that stuff. It's just
the walkway in the
more
background.
you look at it, you're like spot on. Actually, really, really, really good. So
the King in the image as well kind of reminds me of Biggie Smalls. You know that album where he's like wearing a crown?
Yeah, the King of Nottingham he's put. So I'm guessing he's like a known character around Nottingham.
It might just be a Burger King hat and he's just had a little cheeky Happy Meal, but it doesn't look like that.
When I was going to describe it to you, I was like, oh yeah, he's wearing like a Burger King hat or something. But no, it looks like an actual like cap. Yeah. Good anyway, though, isn't it?
Yeah, there you go. Photo of the week. Go buy it on front.
Exactly. Print of the week.
Print of the week. Sorry,
I reckon.
yeah,
we
that
sell
sounds
prints,
better.
right? Yeah. Okay, cool.
Cool. I feel like we need a cool sign off.
Gucci.
Gucci.